Okay, so in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can develop the REST-based API server using Node.js. So here are the steps that we are going to take. First of all, we will have to do the installation. So make sure that Node.js is there and npm is there. After that, npm init, this is the command that you need to execute. And after that, package.json file will be created. So you can see the package.json file gets created, and we are going to add these dependencies there: course.env, express, mongoose, nodemon. And in this script, we are going to write this nodemon server.js. So server.js is the main file which gets executed when we launch the application. So let us go back to this one. So folder structure will be server.js file will be there, and then there will be controllers, models, and routes. These directories will be there under API. So you can see controllers, models, and routes. Then we will have to install these dependencies, as I said, express, nodemon, and other dependencies as well, course.env, etc. Okay, so next one is, after that, create the server.js and write this code in here. So express is the model which allows you to create the server. Then on this port, if you have got the configuration file, that will be picked up from that particular configuration file, and then it will start listening on that port. So server is up and running. Add script in package.json, as I said, nodemon server.js that you have to do, and then to run the program, npm run start. This is the command that you need to execute. Next step is you need to connect to the database. So you will need a mongoose if you want to connect with the MongoDB. And to create the MongoDB database, then you have to go to cloud.mongodb.com. So this is the website where you can create the MongoDB databases for free. So you can go there and create the database. Then you can get the connection string from the database like that, and then you can connect to your database using mongoose.connect method. So here you have to give that connection string. So that connection string you can get it from that cloud.mongodb.com itself. Or if your connection, if your database is running on different system, you can ask the person that is managing the database and then get the connection string. Then you can pass that connection string to the connect method. Once that is run, you will be connected to the MongoDB. And I told you that .env is required if you want to store some secret information. Like if you want to protect some variables, then you can keep it in the .env file. So you can see there is a .env file here. So you can keep all these connection strings, passwords, etc. in that file. For that, you will need to install .env and then create .env file. Make sure that it is added to the .git ignore, and then you can add the variables in that .env file using the syntax: variable name and its value. And then in the code, you can use this JS require .env.config, and then if you want to access the variable, you can use process.env. that variable name. So you can see here I'm accessing process.env.db. So db is the variable name that is defined in the .env file. That will be, and its value will be accessed like that. So let me tell you the server.js, so how it looks. So server.js, here we can see that .env is configuration is loaded. Then we are requiring express, we are requiring this body parser and course, and this to-do list model as well. So to-do list model is basically you can call it a collection or a table. So we are defining one table, to-do list table, in here to-do list models. So to-do list model is, if you come here, this looks like this one. So we are defining this task schema. Basically schema means a table, and we are specifying what all columns will be there. There will be name, there will be created date, and there will be status. So the schema is defined there, and there is a course. So course is basically required if you want to access server URLs from different applications. Say your website is running on say xyz.com and your backend server is running on say pqr.com, then you can use this course to communicate between these two servers. Then there is a mongoose require mongoose. So if you want to connect to the MongoDB, you will need this mongoose.connect is the method, and there you can give the connection string, and then you will be connected to the database. And app.use course, that means we are allowing the cross origin access. Then there is a app.use body parser URL encoded in JSON. This is required if you want to parse data, like the data comes in string format. If you want to convert it into JSON object, then you can use this JSON thing. And then there is we are registering the routes. So basically what we are doing here is, depending upon the URL or the route, different actions will be taken, and the routes are defined in the routes folder, you can see here. So we are defining this route tasks. So if the URL ends with tasks, then what we have to do, there are two HTTP methods that are defined with that route, get and post. So you can get the tasks from the task table, and then if you want to create a new task, you can also do that using the post. Then there is another route. If you want to get specific task, you can pass the ID there. So there are two routes defined there, and different HTTP things that you can do, HTTP methods that you can call on that. After that, app.listen, so it will start listening. So the server will be up and running at this point of time. And if you want to run this one, npm start is the command that you can execute, because npm start is defined here as nodemon server.js. So basically nodemon will be executed with the server.js as the parameter. So it will execute the server.js file, and then our web server is running API server. You can call it API server is running on 3000, that is the default port. And if you want to get some data from that, you can go to the Postman, and then you can create the GET request and then click on send. So you can see one task is there, and that is we can get it from there. And similarly, if you want to add a new task, you can go here and then call the post method here basically, and in the body you can give this JSON name of the task and its status completed. Let's go to the models and then see. Yeah, there is a completed status, so you can, it is NMS actually, so status can be one of those. And if you go to Postman and then click on send, and task is created as you can see here. And now if you get the task, there will be two tasks there. So you can see there are two tasks now. So like that you can create a new API server very quickly using Node.js. Let me explain some of other files there. So as I told you, we can use the course to allow the cross origin access. And if you go to this to do this route, so we have already discussed these routes, how they work. So basically what is happening here is, when the route is task and there is a GET request, then this particular function will be called. If it is a POST request, there will be different function will be called, and these functions are defined in the controller. So in the controller you can have these functions here. So you can see there is a list all tasks function. What it is doing is, it is taking that schema, it is directly working on that particular table, task table, and it is trying to find that given task. So basically what is happening here is, it is trying to find all the tasks in the task table, because we haven't specified any specific particular task. Then if you want to create a task, what it is happening is in the request.body, it is getting that request.body and then creating a new task, that is new task object, and then calling the save method. So basically it will try to save that particular row in that particular table, task table. Then if you want to read it, you can read by the task ID as well. You can find it by ID, and if you want to update this, you can update this like that. Find one and update. Then if you want to delete it, there is a method called as task.remove, and task successfully deleted. So that's how you can write these controller actions. So that's it. If you have more questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video.